Hey everybody, I'm your man Dennis Pitzenberger here, SEMA 2018 Power Automedia, and I'm in JJ's E-Z Rods and Firewall Boots with my friend Jeff. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
You know what? I am good because I love interviewing people at SEMA that find a solution to a problem and they overcome something that I think gets overlooked, and this is where you guys come in with the boots to make sure that things aren't coming through the firewall. Where'd the idea come from?
Well, it's a long story, but basically it's something that the industry has needed for 30, 40 years. I mean, I've been building hot rods for 40 years and nothing's ever been out there. We've made stuff, have to give a customer a bill for like 4 or 5 hours worth of work. Came up with a product now that retails for $69 and solves an old problem.
Jeff, you've already given us the idea. It's $69.95 to solve a problem that's been around for a long time. But let's go back to that first time the light bulb came on. I mean, was this something you always had in your head? Was it something that you knew you just had to build?
Well, it's something that I wanted. Basically, I wanted to build because it's a problem. Every time you look down at a steering column, you can look through it and you can see the ground. And you got all that hot air and dust coming up in your eyes. And I get tired of driving like in a roadster here and the dirt's coming up through and throws in your eyes. So I had to come up with something, and I've been trying to build stuff for customers, but you know, you got to give a guy like a 5-6 hour bill, and you give him a bill for $400 or $500, and he looks at you like, really, for that? So that's where the design came in. I said, I got to do something, and the industry needs it, and it's a safety issue. So that's where it came up.
Going back through that in the R&D and how you developed it, was there several generational gaps in between what ended up as the final product?
Well, where it really started with, I guess you could say I'm a fireman, okay? And we had a deuce and a half that I was modifying for a brush truck. And if the old Army guys, if you know, the stack, the diesel stack came through the fender. Well, I took the stack out and put a pipe up there. We put a water line on to shoot out for grass fires, cornfield fires, stuff like that. And it was a 3-inch pipe. When I got this car that's behind me, I bought it in a box, and I should have never bought it. But the guy says all ready to do the old story, everything's supposed to fit. Well, painted the car and everything like a dummy. I didn't check the steering column to put in because I didn't have the motor ready. But the hole's already drilled. I slid the hole down into it, and the steering column goes right into the header. And it's like, great, car's done, pinstripe done. I can't call my buddy that pinstriped it to come back out and re-pinstripe it. So that's when the idea is, well, I got a 3-inch pipe one that I made for the deuce that stopped all the water coming through the fender. I'll shrink this thing down and make it fit the steering column, and that's where the idea came from.
What's been the response to people that see such a great solution to an old age problem? Do they see it? I mean, is it fun watching, as I said before, the light bulb come on and go, wait a minute, I need one of those?
Oh yeah, they come up to me all the time. Where were you 30 years ago? I says, well, 30 years ago I was still playing with hot rods trying to figure out the problem that we had. And it just all of a sudden dawned on me, you know, hey, this is a problem, it's got to be fixed. And now I just keep going on making new products.
Now let's talk about the product itself and the applications, because it's not just your typical high boy, low boy. I mean, this really can be just about any application, whether it be custom or even a semi-custom car.
Oh yeah, it's been fitting all vehicles. It fits trucks, 4-wheel drives, muscle cars. I mean, it's endless. I got people coming up to me using, like, they're saying, well, I'm using your brake and clutch pedal rubber boot. I'm using it for a shifter boot. I'm using it for my transfer case shifter. One guy in Chicago is buying my parts. He says, yeah, I just opened the hole up to 1 inch. I'm using it to run wires through for my LS1 motor conversions. So I'm learning stuff from other people who are telling me what they're using it for than what I designed it for, which is cool.
You know, one of the things I think people are going to want to know is how easy it is to install and how you don't have to worry about doing 5 hours worth of work. You did it right here at the show.
Yeah, I did it here at the show with simple hand tools. Basically, it was a screwdriver and an Allen wrench. I dropped the column, pulled it out, didn't even disconnect the wires. I spent maybe 15 minutes and the boot's in and done. It was no big deal. Like you said, everybody says, oh man, I got to pull the column out. It's easy. I mean, I didn't even have to disconnect wires. Pulled it out and done, hand tools. If I would have had a power tool, I would have had it probably in 5 minutes or less.
All right, Jeff, you know what? That's what's great about SEMA. I'll say it again. People finding solutions for problems they might not have even known they had. Great way to show not only a way to protect yourself from fumes, debris, anything that come up through the firewall, or, as you said, all the different applications to your product. If people want more information, how to find it, how to get their hands on it, where do we send them?
you can send them to my website at www.jjsrods.com.
There you go. It's easy. Simple solution, a problem to overcome, and he can do it for you. Power Automedia, SEMA 2018.